Hello students, good morning. Today we'll be starting with a new lecture on integers. Hope most of you might be familiar with these integers. Already you might have played with these integer numbers by now. So let's look at some of the important properties of integers and delve into them a bit detail. Okay, and here let's understand what those properties mean, because these properties would be generalized for any mathematical objects we'll be using. Okay, say like whole numbers, natural numbers, integers, and then you will be coming across real numbers, rational numbers, complex numbers. So whatever it is, okay, so we'll try to use or look at the application of these properties in with respect to different number systems. Okay, so let's understand what these properties means, and also at the same time let's try to deeply engage in the discussions how these properties have been applicable for our present numbers, that is integers, whatever we are going to look at. Okay students, so our topic is integers. This is the first lecture on integers. Now what are the integers? So already you know what are natural numbers, the numbers which we can count on our fingers. Okay, those will represent it as 1, 2, 3, 4. These are natural numbers, right? Now if we'll add 0, if we'll include 0 to that set of numbers, we'll all together we'll call these as whole numbers. These are whole numbers, right? These are natural numbers, or you can say positive whole numbers. So what are integers? It also includes the negative set of whole numbers, that is -1, -2, -3 and so on. So here I have tried to written it. See, here I have mentioned this clearly. Integer set, it includes all positive whole numbers, and it also includes a 0 and all negative whole numbers, that is -1, -2, -3. Okay students, natural numbers means that set includes only 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. Whole number set means when we add 0 to our natural number set, okay, then we call such a group of numbers, okay, such a set as whole numbers. And if we also include -1, -2, -3, okay, we'll call them as the integer set. Okay, so we already have learned how to represent our numbers, natural numbers, whole numbers on a number line. Let us look at how do we represent integers on a number line. So let's consider a number line. Let's consider a number line. Now see, on a number line, how do we represent the whole numbers? First 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this continues indefinitely up to infinity, right? So infinity means it is a very, very large number. So this continues indefinitely. Now 0, okay, 0 comes before 1. What about the negative integers or the negative whole numbers? So these we'll write in the reverse order, starting from, to the left to the 0, that is -1, -2, -3, -4. We'll be proceeding in the opposite direction. So again, these negative numbers also, they go on indefinitely, so on up to minus infinity. Minus infinity is again a very large negative number, and here in this direction these numbers would proceed up to plus infinity. Plus infinity is a very large positive number. It is similar to the number line, whatever we have learned how to represent the natural numbers, whole numbers on the number line itself. So here we are trying to represent integers on the number line. Okay. So apart from the whole numbers, here towards the left of 0, we are trying to represent -1, -2, -3, so on. Okay, on the number line. So this number line we'll call it as a integer number line. Integer number line, since we are trying to represent integers on this. Okay. Now, see here I have given some example. Can you see some numbers marked with circles? -5, -1, 3. See here, 3 numbers I have tried to mark with circles, right? So, can you arrange these numbers in ascending order? Students, what does ascending order means? Ascending order means writing the numbers in an order from smallest to greatest. First you will write the smaller number, and then the next smaller number, next smallest number, and then the next smallest. So in that way, if we'll try to list down the numbers from smallest to greatest, we'll call such an order of numbers as ascending order. Okay. So now here I have marked 3 numbers. What are those? -5, -1 and 3. Okay. Now students, by looking at the number line, can you arrange these numbers in the ascending order? See, 3 is a positive natural number, right? And what about -1 and -5? So these are the negative whole numbers. Okay. And if you look at the number line, the way we have represented these, -1 is towards the left of 0, right? And -2 is towards the left of -1. And -3 is towards the left of -2. Okay. And -4 is towards the left of -3. And then -5 is towards the left of -4. So -5 is coming over here. Okay, it is 5. It is 4 units towards the left of -1. It is 4 units towards the left of -1. Similarly, if we look at the -1 and 3, here again, this is 1 unit, this is 1 unit, this is 1 unit, and this is another 1 unit. So here again, -1 is towards the left of 3. By how many units? By 4 units again. Okay. So whenever we are representing the numbers on the left, so that means those numbers are smaller as compared to the other number. So here -1 is towards the left of 3. That means -1 is smaller than 3. Okay. And similarly here, -5 is towards the left of -1. That means -5 is less than -1. Okay. -5 is less than -1 and -1 is less than 3. So we can write this as, the ascending order of these marked number as -5, -1 and 3. Okay students, -5, -1 and 3. Now, can you write down the descending order of these numbers which are marked in circles? What does descending order means? If we try to enlist the numbers from greatest to lowest in values, okay? If we'll try to order the numbers starting from the greatest and then the second greatest and then third greatest in that order up to the lowest number, okay? Then such an order we'll call it as descending order. Okay. So students, can you please write these numbers which are marked in circles in their respective descending orders? Here again, if we look at the number line, 3 is the greatest. So in the descending order, first we will write down the greatest number. So among these 3 numbers, 3 is towards the rightmost of the number line. Okay. Already we have learned how to mark these numbers on the number line. Now, which is the number towards the rightmost? That is 3. Okay. And then after 3, before 3, what is the number on the number line towards the rightmost? Say now let's leave this 3. Now if you look at the remaining numbers which are marked in circles, here the number which is towards the rightmost is 1. Right? Sorry, -1. So we'll write -1 next. And then after -1, we are left with only one number. Okay. If you'll observe, that is the leftmost among these 3 numbers. So we'll be getting -5. So this will be the descending order for these 3 set of numbers. Hello students, let's look at next problem. Here if you will observe, some points are marked with integers on the following number line, right? Can you write these integers in descending order? If you will observe this number line, I have marked some integers, right? So can you list down all these integers in descending order? As we have already seen in our previous example, what is descending order? If you'll try to enumerate the numbers from the largest to the smallest, okay, that is largest, next largest, third largest, and so on till the smallest, then we'll call such an order of numbers as descending order. Descending or decreasing order, decreasing in value. So if we'll list down, so immediately see, descending order means the numbers towards the rightmost would come first, and then the next rightmost one, and then so on, and the last number would be the leftmost number. So if you look at this number line, so 14 is the rightmost number. So in the descending order, the first number would be 14, and next it is 8, and next 3, and the next comes 0, and next it follows by -4, and then -9, and then -16. Students, hope you are pretty comfortable with this ascending and descending order. In case if you find any difficulties, please let me know through our WhatsApp number. Okay, I will try to help. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Here again, here there is a number line representing integers. Okay, there is a number line representing integers in consecutive order next to each other. Now, and here even these integers are marked by alphabets A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. And here it is marked as -2, and here it is -3. -3 and -2. E is marked as -3. and f is marked as -2. Students, here we need to find what are the integers which have been marked by A, B, C, D, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Are you able to get? This is a number line, integer number line. Here -3 and -2 are marked, and on top of the number line they have marked A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Now alphabet E is corresponding to integer -3. Alphabet F is corresponding to integer -2. Now the question is, you need to find what are the other alphabets referring to. As we know in the number line, what is the number next to -2? -1, right? And then next to -1, it is 0. And then, so in this order, in this way, we'll try to fill all the numbers on this number line. Whatever the marks are, -1 and then 0. What is the next integer next to 0? That is 1. And then after 1, it is 2. And then 3. And then 4. Next comes 5. Next comes 6. And next comes 7. Similarly, if you'll go towards the left side, the integer previous, which is next towards the left to -3 is -4, and then here it should be -5, and here it is -6, and this is -7. Okay, students. So now we have listed all the numbers, okay, in a sequence, in an order, natural order, that is. So now what is the question? Which integers are marked by B? What is the integer marked by B? If you look at this, where is B? Yes, here this is B on the number line. So what is the integer corresponding to B? That is -6. So hence here our answer would be -6. Right? Similarly, what is the integer marked by D? So look at the number line. What is the integer corresponding to D? So that is -4. So this answer is -4. Next, what is the integer corresponding to H? Look at the number line. Where is H? Yes, here, this is H. So what is the integer corresponding to alphabet H? It is 0, right? So it is 0. So this answer is 0. Similarly, J. Where is J on the number line? Here. So what is the integer corresponding to J? That is 2. So here the answer is 2. And then what about M? Yes, here M is located. What is the integer corresponding to M? It is 5. So answer is 5. Next, what about O? Where is O? It is the rightmost one on the number line, right? The rightmost one. So what is the integer corresponding to O? It is 7. So 7 is the integer corresponding to O. Which integers are marked by B, D, H, J, M and O? So we have found this. Okay, students. Now let's look at the next question. Arrange 7, -5, 4, 0, -4 in ascending order and then mark them on a number line to check your answer. Students, see, we need to arrange these in the ascending order and then mark them on the number line. Consider a number line, okay, so 0 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this would be somewhere 7, and this 1, 2, 3, 4 something, this would be 4, and then -1, -2, -3, and then -4, and then -5. So if we'll try to draw the number line and mark the integers in sequence order. Now, what does ascending order means? So we will try to list down the numbers starting from the leftmost to the rightmost in order, in a sequential order, whatever numbers comes first. Now if we look at these numbers, here See, I have marked all these 5 numbers on the number line with circles. So let me use some other different color, blue, same. See here, I have marked these numbers with circles, blue circles. One is -5, -4, 0, and the other is 4, and the other one is 7. So now all these 5 numbers we need to find the ascending order of those. So what is ascending order? We'll list down the numbers from the leftmost to the rightmost in the order. In the natural order, whatever they are represented, the way they are represented on the number line. So what is the leftmost number out of all these 5? That is -5. And then what is the next number to it? That is again, what is the next blue mark circle? That is -4. And then next comes 0. What is the next integer to 0? It is 4. And then what comes next to 4? It is 7. Right? Okay. So this is the ascending order. Right? I am sure again ascending order, descending order, and these number line concept, you are very much pretty comfortable with this. So since I have started this lecture, so I am started with basics, and next we'll be discussing many important properties. So please don't lose your attention. Keep all ears on the words, whatever I'm speaking and whatever I'm trying to explain on the board. Okay. Let's look at the next concept. So already during our lecture developing a calculation, we have learned like how to add two-digit numbers on a number line, right? So similarly, so you are pretty used to this type of adding two numbers. Now let's look at the similar concept on a number line. How to add two integers on a number line? How to add two integers? How to subtract one integer from the other? Okay, those things let's look at. On a number line, when we add a positive integer, we move to the right. What does it mean? Suppose you are at some number, say any random number. Can you say one? Okay, let's start with 0. Now, if you have to add some number to 0, say 5. So, what is 5? It is a positive integer. 5 is a positive integer. So, when we have to add positive integer, what it is saying is from the 0, we need to move towards the right. And how many units we need to move? That is 5 units. 5 units towards the 5 units towards right. Okay, students. So we'll move 5 units towards the right. Similarly, if you have to add a negative integer, what do you mean by negative integer? Adding a negative integer means 0 plus, say you are adding some negative integer -2. This is of course equivalent to 0 minus 2 itself. Okay, we can also say this as adding -2 to 0. Okay, so whenever you will be adding negative integer, you need to move towards the left. You need to move towards the left. Say you are at 0. Say you need to add -2. So -2 means you need to move 2 units towards the left. Then you will be getting -2. Okay. And the last two are also similar thing. Subtract a positive integer. What do you mean by subtract a positive integer? Say suppose you are at position at 5. Okay. Now if you want to subtract say 2 from 5, you want to subtract positive integer from some number. So whenever you want to subtract a positive integer, first go to that from which number you want to subtract. So go to that particular number and then move towards the left. Move towards the left. By how many units you will be moving? By so many units, whatever you are trying to subtract. Say you want to subtract 2, so you will be moving 2 units left. So if you will move 2 units left, so after 1 unit you will be getting 4 and after 2 units you will be getting 3. So 3 would be your answer. Right? Similarly, subtract a negative integer. If you try to subtract a negative integer, what does it mean? Say if you want to subtract some -1. Subtract -1 from 5. But subtracting -1, this is equivalent to 5 plus 1. It is like adding 1 to 5. So you will move towards the right. So subtracting negative integer means it is equivalent to adding a positive number. Subtracting negative. So these two combination, it is equivalent to adding a positive number. So whenever we add a positive number, what we do? We move to the right. So same over here. Okay. So these two are like equivalent things. And similarly, if you look at 2 and 3, adding a negative integer and subtracting a positive integer. This is adding a negative integer and this is subtracting a positive integer. These two are equivalent. So in both these cases, we will move towards the left. Whereas in the case 1 and 4 will move towards the right. Okay, students. So be clear when we will be moving towards the right and when we will be moving towards the left. Okay. So, can you state whether the following statements are correct or incorrect? When 2 positive integers are added, we get a positive integer. Is it true? When 2 positive integers are added, see, consider the number line. Positive integers means the numbers which are towards the right of the 0. Now when 2 positive integers are added, say this is your first positive integer, and when you add second positive integer to first positive integer, adding 2 positive integers means adding 1 positive integer to another positive integer. Say this is your first positive integer, okay? Now if you try to add another positive integer, will you be moving towards the right or the left? Yes, you are right. You will be moving towards the right by so many units. So hence, towards the right, you will end up with only positive numbers. All these are positive integers. All these are positive integers. So when you will move towards the right of the positive integer, you will obviously end up with positive integer. Right? So when 2 positive integers are added, we get a positive integer. So it is correct. Okay. Hope you have understood this. Let's look at the second one. When 2 negative integers are added, we get a positive integer. Is it true? Again, let's draw a number line. So all these, mathematics we'll try to understand by example, by drawing the number line. Each and everything you can easily analyze and come up with the right answer. So whenever you are given such type of question, just straightforward go with the number line and try to analyze with some example of your own numbers, and I'm sure you will be hitting the right answer in no time. So when 2 negative integers are added, we get a positive integer. Is it true? So what we have to do? Consider a number line. Right? Say this is 0. Say you want to add 2 negative integers, say -2 and -5. How do you add 2 negative integers? This is -2 plus -5. So initially mark one negative integer on the number line, say -2. It is towards the left of 0. Now, when you have to add a negative integer, will you be moving towards the right of the number line or the left of the number line? If you have to add a negative integer, we will be moving towards the left of the number line. Okay, so if you have to add minus 5, you will be moving 5 units. 5 units towards the left. So you will be getting answer towards the left. And towards the left of minus 2, all integers are negative integers. So nowhere you will get the positive integers. You can't transgress the boundary. See, the boundary of positive numbers is beyond 0 on the other side. You can't jump into that positive area, right? Because you are moving towards the left, and how you could expect to be in the positive area. So whenever you will add negative integer to another negative integer, you will end up with a negative integer itself. So this statement, when two negative integers are added, we get a positive integer. This is impossible. Okay, students. Similarly, when a positive integer and a negative integer are added, we always get a negative integer. When a positive integer and a negative integer are added, we always get a when a positive integer and a negative integer are added, we always get a negative integer. Students, is it true? So to verify its veracity of the statement, what we have to do? We'll be considering a number line. That is how we start with. Consider a number line, mark 0, and the numbers towards the right are positive, numbers towards the left are negative. And what we have to do? When a positive integer and a negative integer are added, we always get a negative number. Say consider some positive number, say 5. And consider another negative, say. So to this positive integer, we need to add negative integer. Say suppose 5 is over here. Now, adding negative integer. Say suppose we'll add minus 1. So what does addition of negative integer means? Students, when we try to add a negative integer, in which direction do we move? We move towards the left. But by how many units? Here, since we are adding minus 1, we'll be moving only 1 unit towards the left. So our answer would be 4. So hence this is a positive integer. When a positive integer and a negative integer are added, we always get a negative integer. Is it true? No. Because in this example we are getting positive integer itself. So it is not always a negative integer. Suppose if we'll add minus 2 to 5, that is 2 units towards the left. So we'll be getting 3. Again, this is not a negative integer. But what about, say, if I'll add minus 6 to 5. In that case, 6 units towards the left. So then I'll end up with minus 1. In that case, it is negative integer. Right? So depending on the numbers, when you try to add a negative integer to the positive integer, the answer could either result in positive integer or negative integer or even 0. That depends on the choice of our integers. The positive integer and negative integer, whatever we are trying to add, it all depends on those two integers. So directly we cannot conclude the answer whether it would be positive or negative. Okay. So the result is completely dependent on the particular numbers. So unless the numbers are given, we would not be in a position to conclude this answer. When a positive integer and negative integer are added, we always get a negative integer. So this is not true. Okay, students. Okay, students. With this, I'll wind up today's class. These are the just basic introduction class of integers. Okay, and in our next lecture, let's discuss the properties of integers, and the properties are very, very important because these would be carrying on in your further career of mathematics. Okay. Okay students, in case if you are having any doubts, please WhatsApp to our institution number. Thank you.